We say what they can't radio.
Welcome to the Now What podcast. I'm your host, Tasha Monique. And as always, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, share, follow. You can also follow me and check me out on Instagram at now_what podcast and the number 4. I just want to say shout out to all of my viewers and thanks for tuning in with me each and every month. That's all I need you to do is rock out with me every month, okay? So far, so good. So without further ado, I would like to introduce, you know what? I want my guest to introduce himself because he can do it better than I can.
Hey, Tasha, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good.
Hey, everybody out there. I am author Jaycen Moody. Among other things, I'm a BMW black man working. Get up 4 o'clock every morning.
We like those.
And make it happen. As they say, make the donuts.
Right.
All right, making the donuts. I am an author of 2 books, From the Crack House to the House of God, and The F Word. And among other things, I do a little photography, and we are here today discussing pleasure products.
Yes, pleasure products with a capital P.
Yeah.
All right, that is an awesome introduction. So, Jaycen, can we just touch a little bit on your first book that you actually published?
Okay, well, it's entitled,
Yes, please show.
It's entitled, if I may, From the Crack House to the House of God. I wrote it I published it in 2009.
Uh-huh.
And originally, it was a book that was supposed to be written about everybody else's problems.
But your own?
But my own. Okay, because, when I was in and out of rehab in the, early 90s, and, I found myself in and out of rehab, and these guys just had problems. Mm-hmm. All right. And they had, of course, more problems than I did.
Are these your friends?
No.
You know?
No, but the script got flipped.
Got it.
Okay. So I'm in and out of rehab, and I'm writing stories, and I'm interviewing guys in rehab. I'm literally, sitting them down, we drinking coffee in rehab, and I'm, documenting their problems.
Got it.
But the light went off one stint in a rehab, and, God spoke to my heart and was like, why are you writing about them? Mm-hmm. You need to be writing about you. Mm-hmm. And that's when the journey began. And it took me about 15 years to write. And because I kept bumping my head back in and out of the streets. And I finally got it done in late 2008. And it chronicles my life of drug addiction, molestation, the death of my 3 siblings, all 3 of them. Like, wow. I'm the only one left, countless family members, friends, and homelessness, and, just eating out of soup kitchens and things of that nature. So, but ultimately, wipe your eyes. I know you're out there and you
I'm
wipe your eyes. You ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
Clearly, the good guy has won.
Oh my God.
And I sit before you, a man who has changed his life, a man who has purpose, who has an assignment to just do greater things outside of himself.
Amen. And
From the crack house to the house of God.
From the crack house to the house of God, because you better believe that you can accomplish and change your life with the Lord above. And I'm pretty sure that was your source of strength.
But you know what it comes down to? It comes down to just making a decision. See, the hard part is not getting high. Mm-hmm. That's not the hard part. You know what I'm saying? The hard part is when your feet hit the floor every day, and I got to do it every day. Mm-hmm. Still.
Right.
Your feet hit the floor every day. You make a decision that, we're not going back to that. You know what I'm saying? There's too much in front of us to be stuck in the rearview mirror.
That's right.
100%.
That's right. So if you don't mind sharing a little bit with my viewers, your experience with homelessness and drug addiction. What was your drug of choice?
I smoked like a broke stove, like crack cocaine. like a bad muffler. Okay. And unfortunately, I got hooked when I was 16.
Wow.
When I was 16,
Who introduced you to crack cocaine at
a
16?
guy that lived in my basement, he was a hustler uptown in the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx.
Okay. Shout out to the Bronx.
BX, baby.
Okay.
BX. All right.
Brooklyn does it better, though.
Yeah.
They had a lot of crackheads there, too.
Yeah. And he introduced me to it, and it was so crazy that, initially I hated it. Like I didn't like the feeling. I didn't like feeling detached and disoriented and wired up and things of that nature. But from that point forward, like I just wanted it. And I spent, I'm 56 years old, right? And this is where you guys say, really? You 56?
Right.
I pegged you for 40, appreciate you. But I spent a large part of my life running the streets, getting high, living on trains, eating out of, soup kitchens and things of that nature, man. And, and again, the death of my, two of my siblings died from drug addiction. Complications from drug addiction.
Okay.
They contracted, back then, if you remember, was the big word with the three letters.
Yes. This is
And,
like 80s, 90s?
Yeah. Yeah. My brother went in 91, and which is here. And my sister went in 92, which is here, but you can't see it because I got second degree burns, and those were really good ribs that I never really had a chance to have. But
I guess you the master griller over here,
yeah,
but not that day.
right, not okay.
Not that day.
Okay, so and then my other sister, she passed away from a brain aneurysm. She worked for the government.
Okay.
And like level 10 clearance, and she passed away from a brain aneurysm. But my point is, they're gone, and I'm still here. My brother and my sister, we bought the same drugs, lived in the same neighborhood, and did the same things, and I'm here,
Right.
and they're not. So that being said, there is definitely an assignment. There's a greater purpose
For your life. Yeah. Amen.
for me, I believe.
Do you ever feel like guilty, like
What do they call that? There's a name for that. If you're about to say the same thing, it's
survivor's remorse?
survivor's
Yes.
remorse. I do.
Yes.
I do.
I made it out. I was able to beat my drug addiction.
And I, someday, and some days it's really difficult to just to even talk about that because we really didn't have, because of drug addiction, you become fragmented, and you oftentimes only connect with people when there are drugs involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not chopping it up. We're not sitting on the park bench. We're not going to
Unless
the movies.
it involves that.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to the movies. So, you become fragmented. And the story behind, my brother's passing, that is just, I don't want to belabor the time, but that was like to the point where my sister had to call me and was like, why you do that to him?
Oh, man.
Like,
Were these your younger siblings?
No,
or
these
your
were my older siblings. I'm the baby. And short story long, my brother sent me out to buy him drugs. He was in the hospital, with AIDS, and he sent me out to get him some drugs. He was like, here, take the money, go get it, bring it back. You take one and bring me back my four.
Jay, even in the hospital.
Yeah. And I went, did what he asked me to do, but I made a pit stop, smoked one, smoked another one, smoked another one, and then before you know
You
it,
smoked all of them?
I smoked them all, and I never went back. And shortly after that,
That was the last time you saw your brother?
yeah. So I told you when I got here, that was a whole nother show. But you just so
You know
damn
what?
pushy. I told her, I was like, soon as I came in the door, I was like, Mo, this is a whole different show. And she was like, do you mind if we talk about it? I was like, okay.
Well, I love that you can be so transparent and honest and just be able to share, because you know what? You are not the only one. Like, I'm pretty much sure 1,000% that I have like 99.7% viewers who've all had drug addicted family members. Let me tell you, one of my favorite aunts, she had us in and out of the crack house looking for her on Dean Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. Throughout the 80s, throughout the 90s, in and out of jail. That's back when they would send you to jail for smoking crack.
Yep.
All of that. I had several family members, aunts, uncles, cousins. So you are not the only one, but like, just, you made it through.
Let me say this. Let me say this, right? You know, and you called it being transparent, you know, with the viewing audience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't know them.
And you just don't know what people have been through.
Absolutely.
That's something entirely different. But, you know, you said being transparent, and that's a byproduct of where I come from, right? And I say that to say it's a byproduct because, yes, I'm letting you into what goes on behind these eyes. Yes, I'm giving you insight on who I was. But at the end of the day, I have to constantly remind myself of what it could be. And some of, you know, the viewing audience, sometimes you guys need to remind yourself, like, look, you know, some things come up in your life and you be like, yo, how I'm going to get out of this? And, you know, and I'm reminded, like, I'm going to get out of this just like I got out of that. You know, so that's why I'm so open and, as you say, transparent about my life.
Yes. So moving forward into present day, Jaycen and I have like a lot of common friends. And I believe the first time we met was at the Face of Curvaceous with LaTiffany. Jaycen also knows my sister.
Shout out to Jay Ferg and the coach.
Yes, you actually did the photography for her wedding.
I
Amazing
did.
pictures. Shout out
Murdered
to Love.
Murdered it.
And you were a character from the very beginning when I met you. You had a lot of commentary on the side.
Right,
Hence,
right.
I can see how now what you do in your current present day really fits your personality.
Yeah.
So I know people are like listening because it is a podcast, but you also can watch me on YouTube. So you'll see on this table, we have some pleasure products, okay? So I am totally interested on how you became a Bedroom Candy representative. Like, how did you hear about Bedroom Candy?
Okay, well, for starters, I wrote the book, The F Word.
Oh, tell me about the F Word. Yes. F Word. And that was published in 2020.
2021.
2021.
I was writing it, pretty much right before COVID hit.
Okay.
It's called The F Word. It is a compilation of short stories, illicit encounters.
Erotic short stories?
Erotic short stories, thank you. Illicit encounters, sexual scenarios. And it encompasses everything from the Golden Girls to He's a Keeper to HBIC, and the list goes on and on. And it is
the Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls. Oh, that's
reference? Give me
the Golden Girls.
Please elaborate on that one.
That involves a young man who's at a liquor store, and two older Caucasian women approach him. The end of the story is, I don't want to be a spoiler, but I will. He ends up getting locked up because he walked out with beer that he thought they paid for, but this was after they spent copious amounts of time in the custom van that they owned, if you follow what I'm saying.
All right, I follow, Jaycen.
Yeah.
Listen, how do people get this book?
Well, right now, you're going to have to contact me. Number one, this is a bit lascivious material, and there is a chapter in it called, matter of fact, I just turned to it, called The Academy Award Goes To, and it is a role play scenario that involves subject matter that is a bit taboo
Okay.
nowadays. But it's role play. And they thought that particular chapter was a little too risque. As a man and woman, the usual break-in scenario of the house, robberies in the area, and they just assumed the role of him being a robber, her being a victim, and you can kind of imagine, and they wouldn't carry it. But you can contact me on Instagram.
Give us your Instagram handle, because if you want to get the F word.
The F word. Instagram is I am Gray Grizzly. And I am Gray Grizzly. I am Gray Grizzly.
Hit him up for the F
Yeah,
word.
I am Gray Grizzly.
Okay.
And I can drop ship it to you and get that in your hands.
That's right. Listen, because it's all about entrepreneurship on my podcast as well. I pride myself on finding these amazing, interesting entrepreneurs who are 40 plus. We got it going on, and it continues. There's no stopping here. We got product and services. 40. Well, that's the starting age. You dropped that you was 56. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
But you got to be 40 to be sitting on this couch here. All right. So, with these pleasure tours, what age demographic are your top clients?
You did ask me, how did I get into it?
Yes.
You did ask me, how did I get into it?
Yes, sorry.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I wrote the book in 2000, like I said, 2020, 2021, whatever it was, right? And there's just a lot of stuff in it. And I saw an advertisement on Facebook about erotic poetry. Erotic poetry. So, and at the time, I didn't have any poems. I just had, what was in the book, that a lot of the stuff that I made poems out of. And I called them up, and, she said, yeah, you can do this. And, I came and I put some stuff together. And at the end of the show, she was like, yeah, you was good. You was all right, but you wasn't nasty enough.
Oh.
Is what she said.
Okay.
Shout out to Belinda Washington.
Okay,
right?
Belinda. Naughty Belinda.
Yeah, shout out the candy lady. All right, is what she goes by. That's her handle. And she was like, you're not nasty enough. And she just kind of opened the gate, took the dog off the chain and created the Werewolf in London, and erotic poetry.
I've heard your erotic poetry,
I am the rated R superstar.
Yes.
The erotic king.
He really is. At the end of the podcast, hopefully you could just do like a little short erotic poetry.
Right, I can do that. So she was doing it.
Yes.
She was doing it, and we were in fellowship and relationship and became friends. And it took about a year, a year and a half, and I finally made an investment on it, and I figured it would go hand in hand with the erotic poetry.
Okay.
And my
Smart.
Wonderful smile and dynamic personality. And
I'm sure you are a top seller.
I started in September, November, just to pick up what you just put down. I started in September, and November I was #1 in the nation.
Oh.
Not in Cleveland.
Listen, that's
In
a
the
lot of
nation.
those oranges, a lot of little lollipops over there. I don't know the
100%.
the names.
The peach.
But
That's the peach.
Okay, the peach. Okay. All right. So, what age demographic are your top clients? When you go to these pleasure parties.
It depends. You have, I did a party. I did a party in Brooklyn. And it was, 30. It was a birthday party.
What's the age range? Yeah.
It was like 35, and the birthday girl was 60.
Okay.
Then you have that 30, 28, 25 to like 35. They a little off the chain, you know what I'm saying? Especially after the tequila.
I'm sure.
But it anybody over 18.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
21 preferably.
Okay. All right. So how much is the peach?
The peach is 85.
Okay.
But today, 20% off.
20% off.
And I dropped you.
Listen, we 20% off. Yes. So, question.
Yeah.
what are the top 3 things that you are tired of clients asking you at these pleasure parties?
Oh, wow.
Like, it's getting on your nerves already at this point. Stop asking him. What are they?
Oh.
Because I know you have some. Give me 3.
Do you do parties? Do you do
Aren't
parties?
we at a party right now?
Do you do parties? You know, how can I get in contact with you?
Okay.
If you
Okay.
how can I ain't buying nothing.
Right.
But how
Okay.
can I get in contact with you? And can you show me how to use this?
That was, you know what, Jaycen? Listen, you took the words right on out of my mouth, because that was my next question. Do these women ask you to demonstrate how the toys work at the pleasure parties and on them?
Here is with this Me Too movement, fuckery. Okay, excuse me, I'm sorry. With this Me Too foolishness, you have to be very selective on how you communicate your product. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is where the art of communication comes in, where you have to, number one, know your product, know what know what it's made of. You have to learn stuff like hypoallergenic. You have to learn stuff like, won't upset your pH balance. You have to learn stuff like body safe silicone and what it can be used, and we'll get to it, but one of the particular items that I have, it not only is a pleasure product for your secret space place, but it can also be used as a back massager. It can also be used.
Oh, which one is that? I'm interested.
This is
the Hachi Tachi 3000.
This is Hachi Tachi 3000 2.0
Shout out
right
to
here.
Martin. Wait, okay,
Right?
what is that? What's
This
the
is
name of
called
that?
the mic drop.
The mic drop.
The mic drop, because as you can see, it looks like a microphone.
Yes.
And it is crafted with the gold accents on it, and it really is an eye catcher. And what's beautiful about this, the wands, if you will, that are on the market now, they're probably half this size in length. So when you use them, ladies, you practically have to do crunches in order to get to where you're trying to go.
Right.
But being that this is made a lot longer, you don't have to expel as much effort to get to your secret space
So if
place.
you're not doing yoga, you'll be okay.
Right.
Right.
And I love this because it's not only you can use it on, tense areas of your body, you can also use it if you are still suffering from menstrual cramps, because you can cut it on and you can along your lower body, right around your pelvic area, and it really helps to soothe, the cramps that you may have.
How many speeds?
This has 8 speeds, and it has what you call memory technology.
Oh,
And
what is that?
what memory technology is, depending upon you heard that. Depending upon where you leave off, what we call your sweet spot.
Yeah.
When you cut it back on, it will go right back to where you were.
Got it.
This way, once you decide to use it, you don't have to cycle through, be like, what number was that?
Was it 2? Was it 7?
2? Was it 7?
Oh, that is smart.
So it's called Rumble technology.
Rumble technology.
Rumble technology.
How much do that retail for?
This goes for $110.
Oh,
This goes for $110, and it has 1-year warranty, waterproof.
You could take it in the shower, ladies.
And it has, if you charge it and don't use it, it'll stay charged for a year.
Ooh,
It'll stay charged for a year, and it has a
great
it has
investment.
6 hours. It has about 6 hours of use time at one time. But if you using this at 6 hours for 6 hours at one time, this ain't what you need. You need a jackhammer. Okay. You need the buffing boss.
Thanks
okay.
for that tip.
You need the buffing boss.
Oh my gosh. So do you think men are intimidated with introducing sex toys in the bedroom?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can actually understand why.
Like in public, they won't admit that.
Just in general, because, oftentimes men think that this is a replacement for them, and don't understand it's a win-win situation.
How's that? Explain,
It's
Jaycen.
win-win situation is when your partner, we're talking, partner, but in this particular scenario, we're talking man and woman.
Yes.
Okay. But we want to make sure we don't exclude anybody. But when you're talking men and women, when your partner feels that their satisfaction is your top priority and making them feel that whatever it is you can do to fulfill, to scratch that itch, in turn, hopefully the gesture is reciprocated. So when she or he sees that, oh wow, he's really trying to make me, get there.
Right.
They in turn will want to make you get there, if that makes sense. So that's what I say when it's a win-win situation. But the intimidation factor comes in is because they think it's a replacement,
Right.
instead of an enhancement.
So, do you think using these pleasure toys too often will sort of ruin your sex relationship with in the bedroom? Because, like, if she getting it in a couple of times a week with any of these toys, and she actually has a man.
Remember, as I said, it's an enhancement. Okay, it's an enhancement. It's not a replacement. So you're not pulling out toys every time it's time to become intimate.
Right.
Could
that be a problem?
And absolutely, because what you do is you set a precedent, and a lot of times intimacy is not sexual. And this is where people, and you and I briefly talked about that pre-show, it's not always about sexual touch. It's not always about, jumping up and down on somebody, so to speak. Because when you can stimulate somebody's mind, when you can stimulate somebody's intellect, emotions, there's really not a lot you have to do. Because your partner is now so open to who you are and what you want for them, it's not going to be difficult for you to get them there.
Right. So it's an enhancement.
It's an enhancement.
It's an enhancement.
Not a replacement.
Not a replacement.
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, ladies. If you want, that one night stand with no strings attached,
you want to get the mic drop.
But the mic gonna drop you before you drop it. Trust me.
Listen, that's a good promo drop right there.
But if you want something and you are, let's say you're not in a relationship right now, pleasure products is a way to go.
But I do suggest don't bring one of these toys to the bedroom each and every time you're about to be intimate with your partner.
Right.
This is like what? Like a monthly, bi-weekly?
Yeah,
on a rare occasion.
See, these pleasure products, you use these, you're gonna be good for a minute. You're gonna be good for a minute. And what I like is when you use these products, when you use the products, it helps you, for example, men, we're not talking about masturbation, but we're talking briefly about masturbation. Okay. And women use these to masturbate.
Right.
And
that's exactly what they're for.
Now listen, and what's so good about these products is it keeps you from going out there looking for love in all the wrong damn places.
Say that again, and just adding body counts unnecessarily.
Right, because for the most part, you're going out there. Yeah, you want touch. Yeah, you want affection. Yeah, but those of you who are, cognizant of what comes along with that, you use these, and that'll keep you from going out there because you can scratch your own itch in your kitchen while you frying chicken.
Not in the kitchen frying chicken now. That doesn't sound sanitary to me.
You know-
Okay, I don't want vagina and chicken tenders.
You know what
okay?
I'm saying? You know, coochie
Or chicken
juice,
breast.
coochie
No,
juice,
thank you.
you know.
Tell me about one of your worst client experiences when it comes to these pleasure toys.
One thing I am not in love with is when a person is asking me for everything other than what I have.
Don't you see what's on the table?
Then what you see is what you get. And
Ma'am.
yeah, what you see is what you get. And then they start asking for stuff that BK don't even make.
They just making up shit at this point.
Like, look, that's yesterday's paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't hot no more.
You gotta
All right?
upsell.
This is this right here gonna cut the light on in another room for you. You don't need that. That's yesterday's
That's
paper.
his biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
Don't ask for the shit that
That
he
ain't
don't
on the
have.
table, man.
It's not displayed.
It's what's
Please don't
here. I
ask
got
for
I
it.
got plenty of stuff, man. I got panties, remote control
Well,
panties.
Tell me how that works.
Okay.
I pretty much know, but go on, tell the
Right.
viewers just
Well,
in case they don't know.
If I may, excuse me.
Please.
This is called the groove, okay? It's called the groove. I call it the party panty. And what the party
Is that
pan-
one size fit all?
Yes, it is. Drawstring
wait,
on the
come on
side.
now.
Drawstring on the side where you can tie them up. But what the groove comes with an insert.
Okay.
The insert goes inside the panty in the front.
Okay.
And what I love about this, not only can you control it, you could be at work at your cubicle pressing buttons and getting your jollies off while you sending out memos, right? But what I love
Not
about
in the office.
yeah, that's why.
You know what? Some
it's
of y'all
called the
heifers
groove.
probably are wearing
It's
these
called
goddamn
the
panties to
groove.
work.
That's why I call it the party panty.
All right. I can
Okay?
believe it. I probably
All right.
know about like at least 3 people that would do that.
But not only can you operate it, it's voice activated.
Not voice
Sound activated as well. So when I say voice,
Panties start vibrating.
yeah, no. What I mean is with the insert,
Uh-huh.
your partner can find your sweet spot.
Okay.
Your partner can take this remote control that is linked to the insert, and your partner can literally, yeah, baby, yeah. Is that it? Is that
This
it?
is so
And what'll
progressive.
happen is it will transmit to the insert.
Uh-huh.
So whatever your partner says, however, if your partner gets in there and you gonna be purring. You know what I'm saying?
I love this animation,
Right.
Jaycen.
And not only is it voice activated, it's sound activated as well.
He like, you gonna get it later.
Right.
Soon as we leave wherever
It's
we are.
sound activated. So you can wear these to the club and the thump and the music
Okay.
will transmit to the insert. So not only can you control it by yourself,
Okay.
your partner can be with you. Y'all can be driving and he can be talking. I love it, baby. I love the way
Okay.
it smells. It just love the way
I
it
love
drip.
all
I'm
of this.
thirsty, all of that.
Do they have any products available for the fellas?
Well, we do. We do,
And do you sell any of those?
no.
Why not?
Brothers don't buy them. Brothers don't buy 'em.
women will probably buy them. No, I know. Women will buy them for their man just to see if he will try it. They will spend that extra money to see if I can nudge my man to be a little freakier.
Well,
Because
they,
I would like some boxes like that.
well,
And then that
well,
thing can
you
go like
need
for the
to, you
testes
need
or
to,
something.
you
I
need to
don't know.
plug me in
Okay.
because my experience is
Okay.
that women are spending money on themselves.
This is always true, of
That
course.
women is spending money on themselves. And when you talking about spending $80 for something that you don't really know, he gonna try.
Jaycen, I think at a couple's pleasure party, he can see the potential, and he will possibly be like, "All right, baby,
We
let me
have
get that
this
one
thing.
sneak."
We have a pleasure ring.
Okay.
Okay, it's called the embrace. And what the
I
embrace
don't
is,
even like the way that sounds. But the ring, I don't like that. Okay, go ahead.
it's called the embrace.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
what it is a pleasure. Is what it is a pleasure ring, or back in the day, what they would call a cock ring.
A cock ring, right? I don't think men like those. Did you like that? Have you?
That's
tried
not
it?
why I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you like because you know too damn much. But that's a whole nother show. But
I'm an adult. I'm 40.
Okay. All right.
I've lived.
Okay. She was like, I earned that. I earned that knowledge. But it's called cock ring.
Okay.
And what it does is it's the cock ring, but it has a vibrator on the cock ring.
Mm-hmm.
And the cock ring, of course, is designed to hold blood in the orifice to keep the man erect.
Right.
See, that's the kind of words you got to learn. Erect and orifice and, stuff like that.
Listen,
and
you got the terminology.
Yeah. I did a lot of studying, boo.
As you
100%.
should.
100%.
How else you going to be
all
the
this
top
money
seller?
I didn't put in this
Number
right
one
here.
seller.
Yeah, all this money I didn't put in. But anyway, but it vibrates. And you can wear it. He can wear it on the, flipped on top. Or he can turn it under the bottom.
Okay.
Where it is. He's remaining erect because the blood is being restricted, but it stimulates the perineum. Mm-hmm. The perineum. And for those of you out there that don't really know what the perineum is.
Tell them what that is.
The perineum is that spot
right
on a man between his scrotum and his booty hole. That is one of the most sensitive places on a man that you ladies that you
and
could
fellas
stimulate.
like that area to be touched secretly.
Right, they do.
So I've heard.
But when he start, throwing his anyway, you might want to watch out.
Don't take him near. Don't take him near. But your man likes that.
Right,
I think.
Right.
Possibly.
Right.
It's a strong.
But we do
possibility.
have a few things for men, but primarily the Bedroom Candy brand is catered to women.
To the women. You know what? Being that you are like the top seller, like what are the perks of being like the number one seller for Bedroom Candy?
Well, you get
what does it come with?
You get deep discounts
on the product.
On the product. Buying in bulk.
Okay.
Because that's how that's how you become a bestseller. At the end of the day, they don't know how much you're selling. They know how much you buying.
Got it.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Right. So you could be buying $5,000 worth of stuff and it's in your trunk or in your basement.
You haven't sold not one thing.
At the end of the day, business is business.
Right.
And you buying, you must be selling.
Right.
But one of the perks is, you get your name called every now and then.
What do you mean get your name called?
They put you up, they send out memos every month.
Okay.
And
no trips?
No, I mean, well.
No pink Cadillac like Mary Kay?
Like Mary cannot. No.
I want a trip.
No, you just.
They don't have like the annual convention?
Yeah, they do. It's actually in September.
Oh, okay.
It's actually in September.
Are you attending?
Nah, I'm not. Because I'm a number one. I ain't got time to be taking off work.
Okay.
All right, and number two, I'm in this. I'm not in this for the accolades.
Got it.
I'm in this for the car note, dog.
Say it for the people in the back.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in this, for the oil changes that it affords me. I can, getting pats on the back and, I could take it or leave it. I've never been like that where, I need my name called.
Okay. Listen, can you tell me how to maintain these products? Like, what's the care? Like, how should they take care of these?
we
and to sanitize them. Remember, they're going on your genitals.
Now, see, I'm glad you said about the sanitary aspect of it. For example, this is called the Amaze. Okay, the Amaze, and as you can see, it's made with like
this silky silicone,
right?
Yeah. It's like velvet, lady.
But what's beautiful about the Bedroom Candy product, opposed to other manufacturers, our products are made with little to no parabens. Okay, and what parabens, I believe it's called parabens. It escapes me, but what parabens do if it's parabens. Don't quote me on that. But what it does is it makes the toy more supple. Okay? It makes the toy more supple. But what happens is when you put too much of that ingredient to make the toy very supple and pliable, it becomes porous, more porous. And when you have something like this that becomes more porous, it gives it more of an opportunity for bacteria to build up in it.
And you don't want parabens, a lot of parabens on any of your products. Yeah.
On anything. So, we sell toy cleaner.
Ooh, okay.
We sell toy cleaner, but that toy cleaner that you buy, you can buy another toy with and sanitize your toys with wipes.
After every use.
After every use.
Because if you don't, what's gonna happen?
Right, we
Trip to the doctor.
And what our products, all of our products, I put them away because I just didn't want them to be all over the set.
Okay.
But they come with what we call a privacy pouch, a satin privacy pouch that you store it, put it in the drawer. You don't just take it. I mean, they're on the table here and they're out. But when I pulled them out, they were in privacy pouch.
Right.
That's
how you store.
That's how you store them, of course, in
nice
cool
toys.
places. And you don't put silicone with silicone. They don't play well together.
Ooh.
So you wouldn't put the peach and the amaze together in the same pouch.
Because over time, what's going to happen?
It erodes.
Ooh.
It erodes. So you don't put silicone with silicone. So that's why they come individually with their own satin pouches.
Copy. What advice do you have for first-time pleasure users? Pleasure toy users.
I would say, know what you're, just sit down and figure out what exactly is it that you're interested in. Are you interested in clitoral stimulation?
This is very important. Listen up, ladies. Yes.
Are you interested in solely clitoral stimulation? Are you looking for penetration? Are you looking for penetration, minus G-spot stimulation? Are you looking for...
It's very specific.
Right. Are you looking for penetration with clitoral stimulation? And how much, how far are you willing to push the envelope?
Right.
Because a lot of times,
especially if it's your first time.
right,
Like
some women are very sensitive to clitoral stimulation. And
what would you suggest for your first purchase?
I would suggest the candy pop.
Introduce.
It's called the candy pop. Okay, and lick you like a lollipop.
These are so cute.
All right, and this is called the candy pop. And what the candy pop is, it is one of our introductory. I call it introductory vibe. It has 5 speeds, and it's for that person. And as you can feel, it's for that person that may not want to be as heavy-handed with stimulation.
That's a very light touch, ladies.
Right.
Yes. A little
heavy-handed, and it's called the candy pop. These run for $50. Excuse me. And all of our products are 1-year warranty, meaning, something goes wrong, you contact me, I contact Bedroom Candy, and we get a replacement out to you ASAP. But I would suggest the candy pop.
For your very first pleasure toy.
Now, let me say this.
For the progressive.
Now, let me say
ladies.
this. Now, if you playing with that thing like you churning butter, you might want to go something a little more powerful.
Not churning butter.
You know what I'm saying? Like you playing the banjo.
Right.
What
do you suggest, Jaycen?
I would say go with the peach if we're looking for clitoral stimulation. And what I love about the peach, for those that watch Housewives of Atlanta, it was featured on Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes, I remember that
where
episode.
they all did. Right? And what I love about the peach, it fits in the palm of your hand. It has 10 speeds. And basically, it's an opportunity. See, because the candy pop, there's but so much that you can do as far as rubbing and
Right.
massaging, but the peach,
You can get it in with the peach.
The peach you can really, you can grip it and you can really rub it against you
Like you churning butter.
Yeah,
Churn the butter.
or playing the banjo, baby, playing the banjo. All right, so I would suggest something like this if it's
Even
solely,
if it's her first toy.
even if it's her first toy,
Okay.
because with this you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Count them down.
6,
How many?
7,
What?
8,
2 more to go.
9, 10.
There you go.
Now the first five, what I like about this, it's a progressive toy. It's a progressive toy.
It's
And
a
what I
nice
love,
builder.
right? You know, the first 5 are, you know, just vibrations. You know, steady vibration.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next 5 are pulsating patterns for you to, you know, do the remix, so to speak.
Okay, remix
and
that.
find your sweet spot.
She about to make peach cobbler.
Right,
Got
right. There's nothing like some peach cobbler. Anyway,
How much does that retail for, Jaycen?
this is 85. This
Okay.
is 85. But like I said, it's a progressive toy. You can start at 1, and when your appetite becomes more ravenous, so to speak, you can always increase your intensities and your pulsation patterns.
And ladies, don't be afraid or ashamed to actually disclose this information with your pleasure toy representative, because he's going to steer you in the right direction to make sure that you get the best toy for you.
And when you, if I may interject, and when you're talking to your significant other, you know, let them know that it's not a replacement, because especially men, we become intimidated by, you know, what it's going to do and how it's going to make you feel better than we do. And we kind of get lost in that. So before you start talking about your interests in pleasure products, you know, let's have some what they call focus groups, mini focus groups. You know, even if you gotta, you know, go to him or go to her,
Just include them in the process.
Go to him, go to her, and be like, you know, I was talking to so and so, and they was talking about introducing pleasure products to the bedroom. What you think about that?
Right.
And start getting a feel of what their opinion of it, and begin dialoguing about it.
It's all about the dialogue. So that's a good segue into my next question. So do you think men are progressive enough to have a threesome with a man and a lady?
2 men and a woman. 2 men and 1 woman.
2 men, 1 woman.
Okay. Whether it, you know, and I was really looking forward to that question.
But you're
We
not
talked
now.
about that. No, I am.
okay.
I am. Whether it's 2 men, 1 woman, or 2 women and 1 man, what I want everybody to understand, whether you're progressive enough, as you put it, or not. Well, if you're progressive enough, fine. But progressive enough and emotionally enough and intellectually enough are all different things.
They are.
What I mean by that is you can be progressive enough, you know, but you got me personally, you got to, this is just me.
Would you?
Would I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, why not?
Why? Because of what comes along with that.
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Me
No,
either.
just-
Me either. But what I'm saying is what comes along with that. Me personally, I love love. Any girl I've ever been with, you know, we having sex, you my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's for 30 days.
Right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying? Until you
You-
find
you
somebody
locking it down.
until you find somebody else that's taking you to White Castle more than me.
No,
right?
White Castle.
Right.
Come on, fish nibblers and onion rings.
My point is, what you have to understand is when you have that kind of dynamic and you enter into that kind of dynamic, there are certain things that come along with that dynamic.
So I hear.
There's emotional attachments. There is physical attachments. There is spiritual attachments. And everything that you bring in there, especially if you're married, especially if you're married and you decide to walk down that aisle, right? And like I said, it's your thing, do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. But I want you to be aware that when you, and this is not from personal experience, this is from interviews, this is from studying, because I'm a psychology major, by the way, right? And this is just from what I've gathered from people. You gotta be a special kind of detached person to be able to lay down with somebody and not feel nothing. You gotta, there has to be something that is, and like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Hear my heart. I'm not saying threesomes are a bad thing. But I'm saying is you gotta be a special kind of detached to be able to lay down, have orgasms with another person outside of your current relationship at the same time with the person that you're in your current relationship with.
That's a lot of responsibility in the
That's right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, the woman sneaking off with the guy, or if it's two men, the woman is sneaking off with one of the guys, or
we all heard it happening. What?
Or the two guys are sneaking off with one another.
Right, or the two ladies are sneaking off with one another.
Because you gotta be a special kind, something got to be up, man. You willing to slap salamis with you and your woman.
Slap salami.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to please your woman, and this is what she's requiring or requesting, asking, and you,
but that comes down because if this is your woman, you not being blindsided by this. If y'all connected, right?
Right.
If this, if y'all connected, you not getting blindsided.
No, you shouldn't.
You saw this coming way back.
Right.
This ain't just something that she just sprung on you. And what you have to, again, dialogue. Again, you have to make a decision. How far are you willing to go to please her? And in the process of pleasing her, are you losing you?
Something to think about. But I feel like in relationships, it's important to discuss your expectations, because a desire is different than an expectation. Because
Agreed.
You can want your dick sucked every morning when you wake up. That's what you want. Did you tell her that? Because you could have posed it as like, you know what I would like,
You know what? I had a dream, dog.
Don't tell me about your dreams. Right.
Every day you was
right,
giving me top before work.
And that's where I feel like the sexual frustration comes into play, and you not being pleased, which leads to infidelity and you stepping out on your husband, your wife, your woman, whatever the case may be. It's because you didn't tell them, like, that's actually a sexual prerequisite. Yeah. And I actually require that. Like, right. I expect it each time.
And what you can do is you can't start asking, how you want, you want your toes sucked before y'all have sex, right? You can't, you want me licked from back to front to back, you can't do that.
Right.
But once you enter and you start having sex, having intimacies, that's when the dialogue starts.
What you like.
What can I do to enhance what we're doing? What would you like me to do to make you more satisfied?
Right.
And in turn, you explain or you share what you would like.
It goes both ways.
It does. And that's how the dialogue starts. That's how miscommunication can be averted.
I think couples, the individuals, don't want to be judged because you don't want to seem like, oh, I'm too freaky, or that means I've been around the block a few times sexually. Like I've had a lot of partners because I like or get off on this particular thing. Like this is what I like. This is what satisfies me. So you feel like your partner's going to judge you. So there you don't feel comfortable enough to share
Agreed.
what you really like.
Agreed.
And what really pleases you and satisfies you in the bedroom. And I feel like when you are frustrated and you don't get that, that really leads to stepping out.
It does.
That
was an excellent assessment there.
Well, you know what?
That was an excellent assessment.
Thank you,
Shout out the cheekbones.
No, because we hear it, we see it. Shit, you definitely be like, oh, okay. But tell your partner. What's the point of having a partner and being intimate and loving this person if you can't tell them how you like to be pleased? Like,
partner.
Choke me, spank me, whatever it is. I like my toes licked. I like pull my wig off. I don't know.
Rewind to that choking thing. But anyway.
Don't apply pressure.
Yeah.
Just like gently place your, no, never mind. But yes. These are some of the things that you need to discuss when you are in a relationship and you are going to be intimate.
Right. I agree. And I knew coming here tonight, it was, especially the threesome question that is, because nowadays we're in a time where, everything for the most part is on the table.
Yeah.
Everything is on the table, and it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's just, there are so many things that have our attention, especially now that we want to try everything. Just want to try
everything ain't for everybody. Just sit your ass down, please.
Really
like
not.
really, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if your partner's not with it, please don't push them into doing something that they don't feel comfortable with, because that's not sexy.
But make a decision. How long? Because I know some of us out there, men and women, we think, you know what? I can change her.
We always want to change some damn
I can change him.
Change yourself.
And you have to make a decision. How long are you willing to be suppressed in that area? How long are you willing to be unfulfilled in that area?
Yeah, because that sucks to be in a relationship and you not being satisfied. Like, throw the whole relationship in the trash. We're going to keep it 100 because sex does matter. I don't care what anybody says, because at the end of the day, you can love this man, this woman, but if you are not being pleased in the bedroom, you are going to step the fuck out. Point blank, period. I don't care how many millions, how bad she looks, or listen, if she is not pleasing you or if he's not pleasing you, you are going to find someone else to do it.
Or you gonna find a microphone and you ain't gonna be singing.
That's a
wait a minute,
fix.
and you ain't gonna be singing. And I am telling you,
oh
gosh. Going.
Listen, Jaycen. So, I just want to thank you for coming and having this adult conversation with me.
It's been my pleasure.
Yes, greatly appreciate
Absolutely my pleasure. I'm glad about it.
Before we go, really quick, tell everybody how they can hit you up to order some of these pleasure toys.
Well, you can go to my website, because I do have a website through Bedroom Candy.
What is it?
www.bedroomcandy, candy with a K.com /18904. Just remember 18904, because when you go to the site, they're going to ask you, are you working with a consultant?
Okay. And
all you have to do is put in 18904. And the beautiful thing about the website, it's encrypted, it's highly confidential. If you order, I won't even know that you ordered. That's what I love about it. Because sometimes people are very apprehensive because they think if they order, I'm going to know.
That they ordered five different toys. No judgment.
Do her pastor know that? Do her pastor know? Do her husband know she didn't order?
Not the pastor. Shut up.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what you ordered.
Church girls use pleasure toys
Absolutely.
too.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't.
Don't be fooled.
I wouldn't know who ordered what you ordered. All I know is that, I would get a little piece of the pie, at
When
the
you place
end of
the
the
order.
month.
Now, tell the viewers how they can order your 2 books.
The 2 books, this one, when I printed it, I didn't put it on Amazon because I couldn't afford it. All right, but I'm in negotiations with my publishing company that published this book.
It's gonna happen.
Right, I'm in negotiations to print my next book with this company, and once I do that, I'm gonna get this one on Amazon. But right now, you gotta DM me, and I'll put it in the mail for you, and I'll send you a square receipt. You pay it, and I put it in the mail.
Tell them your Instagram one more time.
I am Gray Grizzly. Let me make sure, because I am really just not out there.
Listen, I forget my Instagram handle.
You too,
all
so
the
it's not
time.
just
I
me.
have it written down. Listen, they already know what I do here. Okay?
I am Gray Grizzly.
I am Gray Grizzly on the gram for the book.
Right. I am Gray Grizzly, and my photography page is Big Papa Pics. BigPapaPics.
Boom.
Big
And
Papa Pics.
really quick, drop like a few lines of that erotic poetry. Send
I
us
can
out.
do that. All right,
Go
send
ahead,
us out.
Jaycen.
I love to see you laying across the bed in your panties. The way your peach pokes out makes me ponder the power that peach has the potential to possess. And you turn me all the way on, the way your panties crawl up and hide in your backside and your ass cheeks. Be chewing through them like finger foods at a buffet. Your body is thicker than a Snicker, and them beautiful round tiggo bitties make me want to give you that D like you showed up to class and didn't study.
Oh my, you know what, Jaycen? That is enough. Listen, I want to say thank you to my viewers for tuning in with me every month again. I am Tasha Monique, and this is the Now What podcast. See you guys next month. Bye.